Do you want a MacBook but the software you want is not available on macOS? Then get the new DELL Inspiron 135310. This is an amazing laptop. Throughout the video, we'll be connecting the dots and making you realize how premium this laptop is, just like those MacBooks. We'll be attending every single point that you can see on your screen right now. Let me just get on to the first one, and that is the design of this. On the back, you have the Dell logo in a premium aluminum design. When you open it up, the hinge rises a little bit to give you a better cooling performance. On the front, the display looks a little bit unusual because of the 16:10 aspect ratio itself. The display is amazing. Stay tuned for that. We'll be discussing it on later. For the keyboard, we have end-to-end 10 keyless keyboard with good amount of spacing and decent key travel. It has backlighting as well, 2 level of brightness, and here is how it sounds. Trackpad, it looks premium and feels premium as well. Great job, but still the clicks are hard as you move up. On the sides, you have the tapered design, really slim, just as you get on a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro M1. Really slim. On the back, you have the 2 air vents and 2-watt 2 speakers. Sounds really good in person. Let us just get to the next one, and that is the build quality of this. Everything here is made out of pure aluminum, feels really premium, no doubt. The hinge is not at all good and cannot be opened with one hand, and that is a kind of disappointing because the MacBooks can be opened with one hand. Talking about the top lid, it has a little bit of flex. Screen wobbles like a swing. I did not like this one. The whole front of the keyboard has a good amount of flex, which I do not like. Considering the price what you are paying, the build quality gets 7 out of 10. But the look and the feel gets 10 on 10. Let us move ahead and talk about this amazing display. For the display, we have 2560 by 1600 QHD anti-glare, 60 Hz of refresh rate, and a max peak brightness of 300 nits itself. I have never seen a screen this good in a Windows laptop. That justifies why you should buy this laptop. The display is best. You can see the side-by-side comparison with the Dell 7415 2-in-1. How good the color looks and how amazing is the brightness over here. Now comparing it with the MacBook Pro, you can see how the colors are just very similar. That's why I said, if you want a MacBook and don't want a Mac OS, then you can go for this one. Amazing display. Just 2 more parts of the video and you will be good to go for your decision. Let me just jump on to the next one, and that is the performance and specifications. For the processor, we have i5 11th generation 11300H class processor. We have base clocked at 2.6 GHz and can turbo up to 4.4 GHz. In my testing, it never crossed 4 GHz, but the company claims it to be of 4.4. No worries, we'll try to achieve that as well. Moving on further, for the RAM, we have 8 GB on-board non-expandable, but we have 4267 MHz of the RAM. That is insane fast. In the previous laptops, I have just seen 3200, at max 3600 MHz, but 4267 is really amazing. Moving on further, for the GPU, you have 2 of the GPUs. That one is the integrated Iris Xe graphics from the Intel. Another one is from the Nvidia, that is MX450, that has an 2 GB of the dedicated graphics, which you can use it for gaming, but you won't be able to game on this. Stay tuned for that. I'll tell you exactly why you cannot game on this. For the storage, we have 512 of NVMe SSD. This can be upgradable up to 2 TB. So looking at all of these specs, you might be wondering, this is a good laptop, cannot game on this. Casual gaming, forget it, not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're going to get good frame rates, you're going to enjoy the content with this amazing display, but there is an issue known as thermal throttling, and it is very serious with this guy. Looking at the specs, we can easily say that this is mainly oriented for the creators or the productivity workflow, and it do catch up with the work as well. It's an amazing performance from the laptop, but not for a longer duration. On the battery performance, it's not good. It will thermal throttle. The temperature reaches high enough, the CPU will reduce the performance to 50% of its capacity. Not at all good on the battery performance. But when you connect it to the charger, it will perform at its best of the abilities. You will not be thermal throttling, so if you are using for productivity, then plug in the charger if possible. Else, on the battery performance is also not that bad. You can do your workflow as well. On the battery, the Cinebench R20 did give a score of 797, really very pathetic. But connecting the charger, I did get a score of 2070. That is nearly 1300 or 400 points difference. That is really massive. Dell needs to seriously work on their on the battery performance, because the main reason of a laptop is to be portable plus powerful. If you are giving the portability, then add a little bit power to on battery performance that will boost your sales. Take my advice. If they can do that, I'll be the first person to buy this one. Since we are talking about on the battery performance, let us see what kind of battery this has. This has a 54 watt hours of battery. To juice this battery, it has a 65 watts of Type-C charger, which can easily juice this battery under 3 hours. And under normal usage, one full charge should give you at least 7 to 8 hours of regular usage. I am not saying screen time, it is usage time. Trust me, battery is one of those reasons why you should buy this laptop. Last part of the video, then we'll talk about the conclusion as well. Now let me just talk about the ports on this. On the left, you have the HDMI 2.0, which is followed by a couple of Thunderbolt 4 ports itself. That is what I said. Using these Thunderbolts, you can connect your external GPUs or external monitor, high-speed data transfer. Everything is possible using these Thunderbolt ports itself, just like the MacBooks. Let us move on to the right hand side. The first one is the audio jack, which is followed by the USB 3.0 for faster data transfers. Obviously, you can use the Thunderbolt ports for data transfers as well, but still, if you want a USB, you have the option. That is everything that you need to know about this laptop. Catch you in the next one. If you want to know about a premium but a cheap laptop, you can click over here. If you want to know about the gaming laptop, you can just click over here.